this is me, Ruowen Huang. It's been a while, eh? I'm gonna try to do this horizontal way of broadcast and see how it goes. But actually, it's funny. I realize I don't know where am I supposed to look at. I'm supposed to look at here. But anyway, it's been a while. Just mostly because life is been busy, and I kind of been paralyzed for a couple of days. But it's all good now. Kind of all good. Just thought I finally get back, have some time, come back and do some broadcast and catch up to my episode. My goodness, I thought it should be quick, but it obviously take longer time than I expected. So before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today, I want to talk about what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? I'm pretty sure many of us have been asked this question a lot of time before, right? Like, it's almost a way like our parents want to know how they can shape us. They can shape us, so they will ask you a question like, what do you want to be when you grow up? So that way they can start doing your future plan for you. So the reason I want to talk about this is mostly because a couple days ago, me and my husband have a conversation. Basically, the conversation is how the technology this day is growing so fast, right? It's growing so fast, like he either listen to a podcast or watch YouTube or whatever, and saying, in the future, basically 20 years from now, 40 years from now, there will be, way more job that's created that never been heard before. So it was very funny he talked about that, because I realized, I was a graphic designer, or I am still a graphic designer. I honestly say, when I was a kid, when people ask me, what do I want to do? I never think about graphic designer. This word doesn't exist. You know what I mean? So, we don't have the skill to look into the future, right? So I keep thinking like, oh, if I would have known I'll become a graphic designer, it would probably come really easy, right? But obviously didn't. I take my time to search, go through my path and discover myself and realize this thing kind of work with me, right? So meanwhile, I don't just do one job. As our older generation is expecting, when they ask you, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? We're expecting one job. You stick with one job, right? But as you will start discovering, more and more people tend to have multiple skill and multiple ability. I mean, they might do something very office-like at the end, like at the nighttime, they're doing something that completely different from what they're doing, right? So same thing as me, like I start to discover, like I do, consultation job, and I'm a psychic, but I'm actually quite scientific in so many ways, you know what I mean? So, I would say in the old time, when we try to confine ourselves into one identity or one thing, we often feel frustrated. I don't know about you, but I would say most of the time we feel frustrated. And because of that frustration, like we seem to not able to figure out what it is that exactly that we want. What end up creating as you grow older is we start feeling defeated. We start to question ourselves. We start to, doubt our ability, because we start to say, what's wrong with me? How come, it seems so easy for people to come up with an idea. It seems so easy for people to come up with a job, and I just seems to have difficulty of that. I seems to have difficulty of figuring out what it is I want. So because we go through the process since the very first time people ask, hey, what do you want to do when you grow up? And then, we may or may not have any idea, or we may come up with an idea that seems right at the time, but as we grow older, it seems something wrong with it, right? So due to this whole process, what I find out very often that people start question their ability. They start doubting their ability. They got to the point that right before they got to get into adulthood or start working their job, they continue questioning, because what happened is, instead of seeking what it is I want to do, or because I couldn't find a name for the job that I want to do, so because of that, I continue questioning myself, doubting myself, things like that. So as you go into adulthood, you start questioning your ability. So instead of figuring out what it is I want to do, we forgot we actually been spending about 18 years training you to see what you cannot do. So very often I would see a lot of clients, even get into adulthood or several years into adulthood, or even some of them get into adulthood for 20 years, doing the job for 20 years or something. All of a sudden they're getting very confused. They don't know what it is that I'm supposed to do. What it is that I'm supposed to do, right? Because what I'm saying is be gentle with you guys, because understand how your mind works. Your mind just continuously spending years questioning yourself, feeling yourself not blending in, feeling there's no title for you. You know what I mean? So that's why you're living in this patterning, always questioning yourself. When you come to the age, and trust me, we will always go to that age that you have to find your identity, you all of a sudden feel lost because you're so good at questioning yourself. Now I want you to find your self-identity. You're like, but that's not what I'm used to do. I can tell you what's wrong with me, but it's probably harder to tell you what's right with me. So anyway, the reason I'm doing this episode is just an example as me. If I pull my age way back and people ask me what do I want to do, I would not know there's an option called graphic designer. There is now, but it wasn't. I was that old. It wasn't an option then. Computer wasn't even popular. When I was a kid, when people asked me, what did I want to do, there wasn't even computer, or they may be, but unless you are super high official or government, otherwise I don't think you can own one. You know what I mean? But now every job I do, computer is a big thing. You know what I mean? Literally everything I do. I write a book on it. I do graphic design on it. I do, everything on it. So what I'm saying is, for many of you who feel lost out there, and which I believe you will feel lost out there, there may be a job for you. What I'm saying, there may be a job for you. You just don't know what it is yet. You don't know what it is that. So you know what I mean? Because we're talking about 10 years and 20 years from now. So what I'm saying is, technology goes so fast. You don't know what's going to show up in the next 5 years. For the job that you never thought before, it might be there waiting for you. So instead of wasting your time and thinking, oh my God, I just don't fit in. I couldn't even come up with a job for myself and I don't know what to do. Maybe I'm so useless. Maybe I'm so incapable and all that. Instead of wasting all that energy to self-doubt yourself, I'm here to suggest you, maybe your job is just not being created yet. It hasn't been created yet. So instead of wasting your energy, why don't you start invest in yourself, doing something that you're good at, doing something that you're passionate about, even though they are so diverse sometimes, because trust me, they are very, like for me, it's very diverse sometimes, even when it's so diverse sometimes. Because what your end goal, what it is that you really try to achieve is one day you will create a job for yourself. You create a title for yourself. That job may not exist right now, but it will exist when you are ready for it. So, you know what I mean? So, for many of you, this is just a quick episode to remind you guys. Our technology goes really fast this day. What we do not see right now doesn't mean it's not going to happen in 5 years from now. So, again, instead of having all that energy and put you down to the bottom and say, you know what, I'm useless. I cannot find a title, that I cannot find a job that I want to do. Invest that time to do research of yourself. Invest that time to really discover yourself. Since I don't know what title I want to do yet, I might well just invest in myself. Really figure out what it is I want to do. Really figure out what it is when I'm doing it. I feel passionate. I feel me. I feel this is it for me. Even though right now you couldn't find any title for it, so be it. Because one day when you're ready for it, you will come up a title for it. You will come a title. And trust me, you can do several jobs. You can do like 10, 20 jobs at the same time. There's nothing wrong because I do that myself. So anyway, just a little quick episode to share with you guys. Basically a warm up for myself because I haven't done it forever. And also try new things. But I don't think this is working for me. I don't know. Because I'm looking in the right way. But anyway, just give it a try. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowenhuang.com. Till then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!